Thanks for joining us again for Devblog 22. Today we're going to be taking a look at what's just around the corner in patch 0.2.4. We had planned on having the patch live by now, but an unforeseen bug has set us back a few weeks. For those of you who are interested, more information is available in the Steam forum. The first thing we need to do is open a location file that we've designed in the sandbox editor. In patch 0.2.4, you can open maps you've created for the first time. Here we've got a handful of villagers eager to get to work. Once again, in response to community feedback, we've changed the controls to follow RTS game conventions, so now selection is performed with the left mouse button and commands issued with the right. The camera is rotated by holding down the scroll wheel and moving the mouse. Let's get our village started by building a couple of cottages where peasants can eat and sleep. Construction is accessed using the Build Options button on the top bar, with buildings grouped into three categories: Basic, Military and Advanced. Basic buildings include the cottage, storehouse and resource buildings such as the Stonecutter's Lodge. Selecting the cottage option attaches the building to our mouse cursor, where we can choose where we want to build. A green cube indicates a valid construction site, while a red cube means construction is obstructed. While our villagers are busy building the cottages, I'll go ahead and build a windmill and a couple of farmers' fields so we can start growing crops. Both male and female villagers can now be trained in all available professions. Once our windmill is built, it's time to train a female farmer. Grabbing a free peasant, we can access the building's quick links by left-clicking on the building and selecting the Assign Profession button to train the peasant as a farmer. Once selected, she'll run off and start hoeing and planting the fields. While research costs have been disabled in this build, in later builds we'll be needing more resources. So let's start chopping down trees to produce wood planks by building a woodcutter's hut and training up a peasant. Just down the hill we've discovered a stone quarry. We need a stone cutter to bash away at some of that rock to make stone blocks. Let's build a Stonecutter's Lodge nearby. Just over the stream, there's an iron mine. To extract the ore, we'll need to locate a smelt nearby and train up a miner. Looks like we have a bug, so our solo male villager is going to have to finish the smelt himself. Okay, now the smelt is finished, I'll send the free villager to be trained as a miner, and he'll then head off to the mine and start hacking out the ore. Just over here, I'll place our monastery. Thanks to the free building placement, I think I'll leave a little courtyard out the front. In future builds, we'll be able to add in some beauty features to increase the happiness of our villagers, but for now, I'll train a female monk. This is a slightly older build, but in the next patch you'll also be able to build the bee yard, and the monks will start brewing mead. Turning our thoughts to defence, we need to train some city guard to guard our villagers while they work. There aren't any monster brains in this patch, so there's not much of a threat, but we'll be adding those in really soon. Our final building is the workshop needed to construct siege defences. It's also the home of the engineer profession, masters of ingenious traps that you can build in the fields around your village to help fend off raiding parties. I'll spend a little longer filling out our village with more buildings. In future patches we'll be adding more buildings and professions, but as we head towards patch 0.3 we'll be freezing what you see here and focusing on gameplay, adding in monsters and combat. That will give us a repeatable playable experience, and from there we'll start adding in the remaining buildings and professions. Any fantasy medieval city builder game wouldn't be complete without city walls, and it's here where we've gone the extra mile. If you've ever played similar games, you may have noted that many have flat terrain or terminate walls where they meet cliffs. In Folktale, none of these constraints apply, and we can build walls across most terrain, building our own little Great Wall of China. From time to time, an enemy may lay siege to your village, and goblin trebuchets can mean your city walls need more than a lick of paint to repair. Here we can simulate what damage looks like by hovering the mouse over the wall and hitting the U key several times. Our idle peasants will do their best to repair the walls. And that's a good point to round off this blog video. Thanks for watching and for your continued support during development.